pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, and thank you everyone for coming this evening. Hopefully you had a safe and happy Christmas and New Year's. First item up is approval of the minutes of the December 1st meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, public comments. Hearing none, we'll move on to old business.
You ready for me?
Fire away.
Bill number 2302 is ordinance number 1078, ordinance establishing chapter 395 ATV and UTV for the city of Buckner Municipal Code. First reading bill number 2302. And I think I caught all the changes. Joe and I went through it. If there's anything else, please let me know, but I think I caught everything that we had talked about.
I was asked about clarification on page 1, the last sentence, and it says, and shall be subject to all duties applicable to the driver of any motor vehicle if it meets all requirements of this chapter. I took that to mean that would cover the insurance piece.
Yep.
Okay. And then there was a question on item E sub 3 about no person shall operate an ATV or UTV without a securely fastened seatbelt. Certainly I could see that on a UTV, but I wasn't sure about an ATV.
Okay.
Otherwise, those are the only questions. Oh, wait a minute, there was one other question on no operator shall operate without a passenger less than 16 years of age unless they're the legal guardian. And just, I didn't know, I mean, my thought was the intent was to make sure you don't have UTVs loaded with teenagers roaring around town.
Right.
But whether I had my grandson riding with me, I may not be his legal guardian, but he, you know, I didn't know how if that's how it has to be, then that's probably best to just leave it alone.
You can't say parent.
Okay.
And so we tried, the legal guardian is kind of the catch-all for the responsible adult.
Okay.
Okay. That's the, legal guardian is the generic for responsible adult. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I've got those changes. We can go ahead and pass it if you want as amended,
Okay.
and I can make those and get them back to you.
I just had one question.
Yes, sir.
While we're in here, I was looking at it's not in here, but it references it to the registration part of it.
Yes.
390.050 registration.
Mm-hmm.
Under number 1, it talks about that it's a 2-year registration for $30, which I agree, sounds good. But before that, under E, it says registrations must be renewed annually. So I think we should clean that up and make that 2 years as well. Everybody agrees.
Okay, I can get that one.
That'll work.
Okay, so then we need yes, sir.
Just FYI, today Sergeant Turner and I put together it's a 10-point checklist of things we will be checking before they can get their approval.
Okay.
Are you gonna have any kind of sticker you can put on there so when
We're
they're
going to have
driving
the
around?
real stickers.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Something they can put on them somewhere.
That's what we did in Archie's. We ordered stickers.
Yeah.
We're able to do that.
Actually, I want to screen.
Did it? Was Archie similar to this? I mean, it's
Yes,
ATV.
very, very similar, almost.
Okay.
Do we need to move to suspend the rules?
Yep.
Motion to suspend rules.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Bill number 2302 is ordinance number 1078, an ordinance establishing chapter 395 ATV and UTV vehicles in the state of Buckner, Missouri. Second reading bill number 2302 as amended.
Move to approve. As amended. Second.
Let's see, Alderman Coley,
Aye.
Alderman Lewis,
Aye.
Alderman Wilcox, Alderman Ross,
Aye.
Alderman Joe,
Aye.
Alderman Betts.
Aye.
Did we just-
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to amend the agenda to discuss raising manhole at I&I.
All right.
I'll second it.
All in favor of amending?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So, I know Joe gave you the color on this, where the old fish ponds were, there's some manholes out there that are buried. And we need to have them raised up because it's in that floodplain, right?
No, it's on top of the levee, but
Oh.
we can't access them. They're so far buried, we can't access them, which we can't clean out the main line. And so a contractor we contract with to do the I&I, be a change order for $3,300 to raise those 3 manholes up and get them up to where we can get access to them.
3,000?
3,200.
Okay, I thought you said 2,000.
It's getting more expensive by the minute.
That's
Don't ask him again.
Yeah, no,
That's total.
that's total, yeah. And just so everybody's aware, we talked to the sod farms and got all
Yep.
that squared away.
Yep, got the permission.
Move approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right. Next up, new business. Mr. Meyer?
Bill number 2301 is an ordinance of the Board of Aldermen, City of Buckner, Missouri, amending section 210.1800 of the Code of City of Buckner Municipal Code, first reading of bill number 2301. And this is just pursuant to the new Article 3, the marijuana amendment, that we have to change it to over 3 ounces, so that, because anything less than that would no longer be a crime if you're over 21.
Move to suspend rules.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Bill number 2301 is an ordinance of the Board of Aldermen, the City of Buckner, Missouri, amending section 210.1800 of the City of Buckner Municipal Code, second bill number 2301.
Any discussion?
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Never mind.
Alderman Cole?
Aye.
Alderman Knowles? Alderman Lockhart?
I voted against it, but aye.
Alderman Ross?
Aye.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Alderman Butts?
Aye.
Next up, the police chief's report.
Okay. At the request of the city administrator, I prepared a report regarding crime stats and from December 1st forward, starting from this point forward, we'll keep stats every month and bring a report. But for the month of December, the police department took a total of 26 reports. The largest, which was 5, the largest section of those was trespassing reports, 5 trespassing. And then 4 information reports, which is just things that happen here in the city, but they weren't offenses. And then 2, 3, domestic violence is also 3 domestic violence, and then 4 separate reports regarding warrant arrest, either our warrants or warrants outside warrant arrest that the officers make here in the city. So one thing that has, I think, is being a problem is unrestrained dogs, and dogs, not cats. It's got cat, dog, and cat here, but unrestrained dogs. So we're trying to figure out a way to address that. So, and then possession of drug paraphernalia and controlled substance, 2 of those. Regarding actual arrest, the officers made a total of 13 total arrests, and several of those were domestic violence arrests. And then citations, traffic tickets, for the most part, 22 traffic tickets in the month of December, and speeding in school zone were a total of 9 tickets in the city. So the rest of them were expired tags and something lesser than speeding. So I didn't make a copy for everybody, but if we do want them, if you do want them, Sergeant Turner get those copies. Other than that, we are still down officers. We've had several officers that have left the department, and we've got one that's been out sick for several days. We do have here, Jace, would you please stand up? We have Jace Hickman, and I decided to issue him and 2 other officers. They were unable to come tonight or to attend, but a certificate of appreciation, which I'll need you to sign for the work that they've done since I've been here for the department. And basically, Jace, why don't you step forward up here, please? And on numerous occasions, Jace has gone above and beyond his regular duties to help us out at the police department and the city itself by sacrificing his own time. And these guys, they work 12-hour shifts, and a lot of the shifts turned into 14 and 16-hour shifts, just so we can have coverage. But the actual certificate, Jace says on numerous occasions, going above and beyond by sacrificing your own time, personal time, to assist the police department and the city of Buckner. And again, I need Mr. Mayor to sign this, but if, let's see, where's your, did she want to get a photo of you? Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Up there on the camera. Use that.
Yes. This is your appreciation, and if you'll take that up to the...
Wait a second.
Just a minute, just a minute. Look this way. Okay, now you can look that way.
You got it? And Mayor will sign it for it.
Congratulations.
But the other 2 officers, Mr. Mayor, Justin Donato and Dylan McNair. And they've decided to stay with the city, and they're doing a good job.
Thank you.
There was one other thing we were going to talk about. The wetlands. We have used the shooting range at the wetland, but Jace, you said you found an ordinance that says...
So I was concerned that the ordinance that stated shooting guns in city limits is illegal. So I was wondering if we would be allowed to shoot there, and that citizens would
We just
complain
need to
and
make sure that it's okay that we shoot down there. We've got a range there already.
I'm gonna say, we used to use that.
I didn't
Okay,
even know
all right.
about
Yeah, I know there's an ordinance.
that. I didn't know there was.
Well, and what I'm thinking is that that ordinance probably applies to citizens.
It doesn't apply to the police, but
Okay,
I can
all right.
clarify that for you if you'd like.
Okay, all right, so, okay, just wanted to check. So,
Yes,
Mr.
you,
Mayor.
you all can discharge your guns in the line of duty. Yes, you can do that.
All right, so that's all I've got.
And did I understand that the Yukon has been, maybe the
Oh,
mystery of
yes,
that has
yes,
been...
can you explain about that?
So,
The Tahoe.
the Tahoe, yes, the Tahoe, when I got here, the Tahoe was inoperable.
Had sat out here in the back for I don't know how many months.
To my knowledge, it's been sitting for 2.5 months.
We drove it in a parade, I think, one time, a couple, 3 years ago.
Yeah, there was a belief that if you drove it out of town, you may not get back.
Yeah.
So that's what I heard. So I heard so many different stories. The transmission's falling out, the engine's gonna blow, whatever. What ended up happening is I replaced the batteries in it, and we've been driving it pretty much daily since. So we've got that vehicle up and running. On the subject of vehicles, I'm still pretty new here, so I'm kind of like figuring out what's where, and what's broke, and all that good kind of thing. But Our Humvees, we've got 2 Humvees. We're making plans on trying to get those up and running and serviceable as well. So we can use those for, heaven forbid, if we have a natural disaster here or, parades or things like that. So we'll, hopefully once it's a little warmer, we can have those up and running. So that's vehicles 101.
So, and this Tahoe is just beautiful condition. And so we're happy it's usable, so.
You're doing what you promised. right?
Chief, is that the one that went out of town to Molly Chevrolet or whatever?
Yes, and they looked at it and said, the thing we can figure out needs battery.
Huh.
And so, but again, it had sat for several months and unused.
Sometimes the
But-
answer is the best one.
But we're using it now.
I got a question.
Oh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, let's.
No, you go ahead first, it's fine.
Well, Tony, I'm sorry, I
Got it
apologize.
already.
Stand up, please. This is Tony, you ready? Tony has been hired as a part-time. He's gonna help us on the weekends. He has about 18 years or so with Jackson County Sheriff's Department, and he's now in charge. He decided to go to the corporate world, and we're glad he's come back to us. But he's in charge of the Westport Public Safety, is that it? And, but he's gonna help us on the weekends, and ride patrol on the weekends, so.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
So, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I was just curious, how many openings do we currently have?
2 at this point, and I talked to Joe today. We're probably, once we get him, we're actually tonight spent most of the day today getting him outfitted and things like that. And so we've got one other officer, or he's not an officer yet, who is experienced coming on board, Garrett Holman, and he's probably got 6 or 7 years on the streets. And so he's coming on board, and then another officer, Chris George, who has probably almost as much time as Tony's got, but he's not completed all of his the psychological. So we've got 2 positions that are ready to be filled as soon as these officers do what they need to do.
Okay, that was my next question, was if we were recruiting or anything like that, so you answered my question.
So, yeah.
So once these 2 officers are filled, our position would be at
We're
8
gonna be-
full-time and 1 part-time, which is completely staffed.
Cool. Thank you.
We'll be back to normal ASAP here. Hopefully by, today's Thursday, hopefully by the end of next week, we'll have those 2 officers in play.
Awesome. Thank you.
Did we ever order a new vehicle? Anybody did, or are we still working on that?
I left that to the new chief, yeah.
Okay.
And I decided, once we got this Tahoe up and running, I thought there's no need to spend that much money right now.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
The officers all know that my priority with these vehicles is to keep them clean, keep them running, and keep the oil checked on them totally, so.
Good plan.
Is,
Next up, elected officials' comments.
along that same lines, I'd like to thank you guys for fixing those things, and because, in the past, we've kind of been about buying brand new stuff, and that's kind of not my way. But along that lines, I want to thank JD for getting the equipment running, and found somebody that would fix it fairly cheap and quick. And so it's and the mowers and the snow equipment. So I'm really excited about that. It's been a long time coming. Appreciate
Well,
it.
and really, I'm all about, let's use what we have available to us. If we can make it work, just like this call sitting out there, for whatever reason, and not to throw anybody under the bus, but for whatever reason it's set and was not used and was not fixed, basically, or even looked at. And so we're gonna use what we have, the resources that we have
no
available.
meetings.
Neither did I, it's just.
Where have they been stored?
Books.
Really? I didn't even know we had.
We got two of them.
Wow.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Also, Sergeant Turner does a lot of maintenance, as Chief Buffalo did in the past.
Okay.
The only thing he doesn't sew. Okay? We can't get him to sew.
I'll line my sample.
Yes, sir.
I just want to compliment Public Works. Since our last meeting, we had that cold snap over the holiday season. You guys pre-treated, did the best you can with the weather that came in, and I think you guys did a great job. Not everything's perfect, we all know that, but for the weather that came, for the temperatures that it was, I was impressed. So, just shout out to Public Works.
And they also helped us, I believe, on the water line back here on the backside, wasn't there a water line that broke back here by the police department? Okay. And it froze, and they helped get that fixed. It was up the week of Christmas, well, it was whenever it was super cold.
Was it?
It was Friday, yeah, it was Friday, but it was the 23rd of December.
So yes, so again, just like to congratulate Officer Hickman, and we appreciate the going the extra mile for us, and thank you, and welcome, Officer, you ready? And look forward to working with you all here in the days and months ahead. And again, kind of to echo Alderman Butz's comment, thank you to Public Works for the good work. I didn't hear anything, nobody called me, texted me, and I didn't see anything on Facebook talking about the terrible snow or streets. So that's a heck of a deal when you can avoid all the possible venues of complaints. What's that? That's the beauty of the internet. It follows you no matter where you go. So thank you. So all that being said, if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Please stand adjourned. Thank you.